The world is full of unusual people who stand out because of their unique appearance, different talents, or abilities. Some stick out their eyes in an incredible way, others are genius artists, and still others can easily tolerate extreme temperatures. Let's take a look at them and more. This is Infinity, and in this episode I'll show you the most talented and extraordinary people who amazed the whole world. You can definitely say that about this woman. First of all, she lived to be 100 years old, and that already deserves respect. And secondly, the grandmother has strange horns on her forehead. Curiously enough, the woman herself refuses to remove them. She seems to be a fan of symmetry because on the opposite side, she also has a similar spot, and a new horn will probably form soon. Next, we have a young girl from the United States who at 19 years of age was already 6.8 feet tall. It's immediately apparent that most of her body is taken up by her legs, each of which is about 4.4 feet long. The girl has both advantages and disadvantages. For example, it's difficult for her to choose appropriate clothing and also not very comfortable to ride in cars. However, as soon as she finds herself on the school volleyball court, everything changes, and her legs are already playing to her advantage. Would you like to be that tall? Write in the comments. Have you ever heard of Ehlers-Danlos syndrome? If you don't know, this disease suppresses the body's ability to produce collagen, which causes the skin to lose firmness and elasticity, resulting in premature wrinkles. That's exactly the kind of disorder that befell this girl. Because of this diagnosis, from the outside, the girl can be confused with a grandmother because her skin resembles the one people have after losing extreme weight. Nevertheless, the girl's not discouraged and even takes pictures for magazines, as well as has her own personal blog. The rarest of rare. One of these diseases befell our next protagonist in her early childhood. I'm talking about cherubism, a genetic tissue disorder that leads to a deformity of the jaw. There are only a few hundred people in the world with this condition. Vitiligo. That's the name of the condition this guy suffers from. It has to do with skin pigmentation, but I think you get the idea by now. His name is Bashir Aziz, and he said that as a boy and as a teenager, he was constantly bullied by his classmates and other people in general. This gave him a lot of complexes. Nevertheless, he later became a full-fledged model, and when he found out that a couple of spots had shrunk in size, he panicked. His view had changed so much that now he's not a white crow in a bad way, but a real individual and a unique person to whom everyone pays attention. Beard. Hearing these words, our next protagonist will smile or even just laugh because not every man has such thick hair like her. The girl's name is Rose Guile, and she hails from Oregon. Since her teenage years, the girl began to worry about facial hair. She didn't pay much attention to it at first, but when she had to shave several times a day, she got worried. There was nothing that could be done. None of the methods the doctors had suggested worked. Today, she's stopped shaving her beard and is posting pictures of herself on social media. Are freckles a bad thing? Ralph Souffrant spent his entire childhood pondering this question. Not only does he have freckles all over his face, but all over his body as well. And he's not going to do anything about it. On the contrary, he likes such a difference from the others, and he calls his body a work of art. The guy went into modeling and even performed in a Kanye West fashion show. On the same day, Ralph signed a full-fledged contract. A girl named Cassandra Naud has a black birthmark under her eye. Although as a child, the girl begged her parents to allow her to have an operation to remove it, now she refuses this idea. Now the girl says she appreciates her uniqueness because it helps her stand out among others and gives her personality. Eyes out. I had something similar when I saw that this woman could literally pop her eyes out of her eye sockets. Her name's Kim Goodman, and what she's doing just blows my mind. It immediately reminds me of cartoons where the characters have their eyes popping out of their sockets. Not surprisingly, Kim quickly got noticed and made quite popular, even making it into the Guinness Book of World Records. According to the woman herself, it doesn't hurt to do it at all. In addition, she has perfect vision. Next, I'll show you people who amaze the world with their incredible abilities, skills, and talents. Watch carefully so you don't miss a thing. Have you watched Spider-Man movies? Remember Oscorp and company employee Max Dillon? Yeah, the one who mutated and turned into a living blob of electricity? Well, Electro pale in comparison with that 16-year-old kid. He's able to conduct 11,000 volts through his body and not react to it at all. Just so you understand, there are documented cases in the world where a person has been electrocuted by a 4-volt shock. And now remember how much our real superhero can withstand. Natasha Demkina. That's the name of a girl from Saransk, Russia, who is now over 30 years old. When she was young, she discovered an unusual ability in herself. The girl could see other people's organs. She scanned them just like an X-ray, for which she got a nickname. If you believe the media, her diagnoses were often more accurate than those made by doctors with medical equipment. However, during an experiment on the Discovery Channel in 2004, she failed to confirm her abilities. According to Natasha, she was put in predetermined unfavorable conditions. It's up to you whether you believe in her gift or not. I've never understood people who are okay with the cold weather. And no, I don't mean the usual breeze. I mean sub-zero temperatures in which people run marathons, swim under icy water, and do other crazy things. By the way, I just described the activities of this sub-zero named Wim Hof.
I am the Iceman!
In 2000, he swam about 200 feet under the water of an ice-covered lake. And a few years later, in Finland, beyond the Arctic Circle, he ran a full marathon in -4 Fahrenheit weather, wearing only shorts. In 2009, he climbed Mount Kilimanjaro in 2 days, but here, of course, he cheated. He wore shoes. Do you think we can give him credit for such an achievement? Or could this sub-zero of our world have conquered the volcano without shoes? Forgot compass at home. That's the situation the girl in this video got herself into some time ago. At least, I think so. The teacher must have yelled at her so hard that the girl had no choice but to learn how to draw a circle without the help of compasses. And here she is making the smoothest circle imaginable. This may not be the most popular method of climbing, but it works nonetheless. The guy grabbed the pole with both hands and with the help of powerful pushes climbed up. From the outside, it looks so easy, as if right now anyone could go and do the same thing. There, the guys at the bus stop were smiling and probably thinking the same thing. But I'm sure none of them are capable of doing such cool stunts. If the previous athlete could climb the pole in the most original way, this one shows that he only needs 2 fingers on one hand and 2 on the other to lift his body and still be able to stand. Many people don't have that much strength in a whole hand, and this guy only needs 2 fingers. It's just unbelievable. If at the moment when this video is being recorded, I was somewhere to the side, not as close as the camera, I might have thought that in front of me was not a person, but some kind of huge whirligig toy. How does he manage to bounce like that and keep a perfectly even, precise trajectory? Maybe you know the secret. Velcro on the legs. This man definitely has something like that, because it remains a mystery to me how he ran like that and literally stuck to the flagpole in one swoop. Aside, of course, there are no fixers or Velcro, it's pure skill, very strong legs, and months or even years of training. Hit the like button if you'd like to be able to do something like that too. Have you ever been in a situation where you feel like there's something wrong with your pants? As if paint could get on them? They were torn, worn incorrectly, or something like that? Well, this guy doesn't need anybody's help, not even the help of a mirror. He can put his body under his feet and see for himself. How does his back not hurt after all that? Playing cards can also be useful. This was proved by a guy who's been doing card tricks for years. He, like the rest of us, was probably inspired by the movie Now You See Me and decided to learn some good tricks. Well, he succeeded. With a simple card, he can light a match. Just imagine with what force you need to throw it and how to hit it perfectly so that everything works out. Many of us have problems with banal redrawing an image from a ready-made picture, let alone drawing something new from scratch. However, this isn't the case for the next protagonist of this episode. He didn't just draw a beautiful picture, he made 3 images at once at one time. I have no idea how he did it, but it's pretty cool. There's another incredible artist in the world. If you've never heard of invisible painting, this video will surprise you. Just imagine your face if you were walking through the woods in the middle of the night and happened to see this. I'm sure many impressionable people would be immediately frightened, but in daylight, almost everyone would want to take a picture with such beauty. Kudos to the author. Dancing in the sky. If there were such a style, this girl could certainly become a champion, because what she shows in the sky is really amazing. It feels as if she's spinning on the ground, and the flight effect was added by experienced editors. She makes everything so easy and effortless. This man's had a passion for food since early childhood, And no, it wasn't a passion for the usual candy, marshmallows, chocolates and stuff. He always wanted to taste, well, glass, and then metal and light bulbs and things like that. Of course, a normal person would have died a long time ago from such a diet, but not this unique glutton. His coolest achievement was eating an entire Cessna 150 airplane. That's all, guys. Write in the comments about your cool talents and skills. Thank you for watching, and see you later.